The pandemic's ongoing impact on the economy and efforts to return to work. More women left their jobs during the pandemic than men, but a larger share of women still have not returned. And as the Washington Post recently reported, caregiving for both children and for adult family members is a driving force for keeping some women on the sidelines. Here's ABC's Karen Travers.
Now hiring signs fill storefront windows around the country. But for some Americans, staying on the sidelines is still the better option.
Early in the pandemic, Leslie Williams quit her job as a bookkeeper for a Seattle lumber company. She offered to take care of her grandchildren every day when schools shut down so her adult children could continue working. It was a difficult decision.
Who doesn't want to be a paid Grammy? But I really liked my job. It was a good place to work for. I had a lot of friends there. On the other hand, we didn't want to expand our bubble any more than we had to.
Like so many Americans, the pandemic shifted Leslie's priorities. Her children matching her salary and benefits to stay home and watch the toddlers instead.
We have a great backyard for the kids to play in. I still have some strong relationships with people that I used to work with. But yeah, it has been a little isolating.
Leslie, now 61, explains she misses her job, but doesn't see herself returning to bookkeeping for the lumber yard anytime soon due to her new normal.
Childcare is really expensive in the Seattle area. It's a big chunk of change. It's a big part of your paycheck, unless you're a professional pulling in a good salary.
Others are trying to get back into the workforce, but caregiving obligations make that job hunt more difficult than ever.
Courtney Russell left her job in retail near the onset of the pandemic when her husband Doug's cancer returned.
It was a pretty simple decision. Yeah, we've got to do what's best for him.
Now settled in a home care routine, Courtney began applying for jobs in January that she says she's overqualified for. But 4 months and 75 interviews later, still no offers.
I spent 25 years in retail, so I know how HR works. I know how it is to find a job. It's a lot of overqualified, I hear constantly, which drives me absolutely crazy. Because when I was a store manager, I hired people that were overqualified because it made my job easier.
Doug explains Courtney's been upfront about his health during interviews, and he believes it's preventing her from getting hired.
Listening to her on the phone, I can definitely tell that the tone of the conversation changes after she brings me up. And then the phone call ends very soon.
Last month, President Biden made this declaration.
Americans are back to work.
But not everyone is. Lindsay and Courtney are two of the millions of Americans who are not working because they're caring for someone else, including parents and spouses. The Washington Post reporting there are 4 times as many Americans out of work taking care of adult family members than those who stopped working to care for children during the pandemic.
About 1/4 of America's workforce is still out of a job for caregiving reasons.
And in the broad picture of the nation's employment, women are lagging. Most of the nation's 6.6 million jobs gained since President Biden took office have gone to men. As of early February, there were still 1.4 million fewer employed adult women in the workforce compared to 500,000 fewer adult men. Parenting seems to be a significant factor. Women with children were 3 times as likely to leave their jobs early on in the pandemic compared to fathers. The COVID pandemic has been especially hard on women in high-stress, low-pay service jobs, like childcare. We brought you some of their stories last fall.
Who wants to come into this field right now? Like, no way. When you're seeing signs at Wawa will pay you $15, $17 an hour.
We're talking about highly qualified professional teachers who are making salaries that are ridiculous and shameful. We should be ashamed.
One potential bright spot for women, some experts say this is a great opportunity for those that are higher skilled.
Facing staffing crunches, employers are scrambling to find skilled employees, and they may be willing to entertain flexibility they weren't before.
If you are in certain industries that have high need right now, they want to bring you in no matter what. If that means you need to request that you work remotely some part of the time because you and your spouse are sharing childcare duties, that employer is going to make it happen.
Companies are searching for good people. And I would think that you would want the people that are driven and compassionate because it would make your business better.
Our thanks to Karen for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.